Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Monday. All right, guys, welcome back to Up and Adam Channel 2. And yeah, we have a lot to talk about, especially last night's Real Housewives of Atlanta. And a lot of this drama that's going on with the girls. Like, I'm like, what the is actually happening with these women? Really, like, what is happening? Um, this show cannot get canceled. So hopefully it doesn't. I don't even know why I didn't turn the air down. It is hot as in here. That's okay. So if you guys haven't already, go ahead and pop off in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, and let's just jump right in. All right, guys. So yeah. We have some Atlanta to talk about. Now, I don't know if you guys watched last night's episode. I watched it this morning, but there was a stranger who was identified as Marcus who approached Angela at a cooking event and whispered that her husband, former NBA star Charles Oakley, was cheating. He later proposed a group toast saying, "If your name is Angela and your husband is cheating on you," and then he was escorted out. So, this is the thing. So many people want attention. Like, dude, shut the f up. Like, you came there on a mission. You wanted some camera time. It is the Real Housewives, not the real bitches of Atlanta. So just, like, you see so many people who they just really want to be involved in the drama. And that's fine sometimes, like, I guess it applies in different situations. Like for me, when Whitney called me and asked me to do that audio and the phone call from Salt Lake City, I was like, okay. But then, like, I got screwed on it. It's not, I thought I was doing her a favor, but I also thought I was clearing something up to get her out of a situation. I didn't know it was going to end up like that. And so I got, which was such a stupid situation because normally if you get me, I'm going to get you back and you're not going to get my ass without getting got. But instead, my ass got. So I was like, how in the did I let that happen? But I did. I was a weak ass, apparently. But Angela claimed that Marcus was paid to be there and saying that she discovered who hired him. And she warned production, saying someone who cares about them deeply orchestrated the stunt. Now, despite all of this, Charles remained pretty calm. And Angela later said that he dismissed the rumors, saying, well, it was the setup, after she told him what happened. And Angela later told Bravo that she's trying to hold it together, admitting that she may hit a breaking point and is careful not to involve Charles directly. But during the episode, Brit, Eady also accused Kelli of multiple abortions, which I think was such a low blow. This was like an escalation of an argument after Kelli said that her husband / roommate, is what she was saying, was a pill popper. The pill popping thing, yes, that's a low blow. But when you talk about somebody choosing life or not life or whatever that situation might be, listen, I'm not a woman. I'm not speaking on what women should do with their bodies ever. I don't agree with men speaking on that. I think that that's the stupidest shit ever, because if you are a woman, then a woman should reserve the right to not be influenced by somebody who you're like, my body is not going through that. I'm not the one who has to pay for the kid. I'm not the one who's dealing with it. And I don't need to have a say so in your situation. Now, for Brit Eady, also speaking out on this when it came to Kelli, she said your husband or your roommate was allegedly, dabbling and popping some pills, whatever. And which was funny because Brit was like, well, she called me a pill popper. And it's like, no, she was definitely talking about your husband. But then when you sit there and you weaponize the fact that her choices have been to not carry a pregnancy to term, I think that those are two very drastic differences. On top of that, we saw where Porsha shared that she was grieving the loss of her cousin Londi. And I thought that that was absolutely devastating. So we're sending all of the love. And I know that this is an old episode, but still sending all of the love to Porsha and her family and cousin Londi up in heaven. You know, that makes me really, really sad. But as far as the Brit and Kelli drama, Brit said that Kelli introduced her to her glam squad and then unexpectedly had the team banned from working with Brit. And she said, you know, they're working on her makeup too long and she didn't want me to post any content. Now, Brit learned of this ban from the glam team, not Kelli. You know, she learned from the glam team that she was banned. So Kelli didn't tell her, but she arranged a lunch confrontation and asked, "Is everything okay? Did you really say that?" And Kelli said, "I did. I was in my feelings." But Cynthia Bailey confirmed that Kelli gave an ultimatum saying if he's doing Brit, he can no longer do my makeup or hair. And Phaedra and Porsha, you know, said that Brit and Kelli are kind of like the new frickin' frack, noting that they came into the events together in matching outfits before the friendship was fractured. And, you know, they were doing the damn thing. But then obviously things took a turn. Listen, just get your own fucking glam. Glam's not free. Get your own glam. It's okay. Kelli doesn't want her glam working with your ass. It's fine. Find your own. It's not the end of the world. I don't think that we need to start bringing up people and pregnancies not coming to term and stuff like that over this, you know? But who am I? Now, with that, I also wanted to share this clip. Hold on.
The group chat has been active this past week with Bryn's announcement.
Well, you.
Well, did I activate the group chat by accident?
No, I mean, I think, like, respectfully, I'm happy for her. It seems like she has another plan up her sleeve, and I think she's very dedicated to her business, the new app that she's working on, and yeah, look, to be honest, I think we sort of didn't think that she would come back in a way. I didn't know like what her plan was or what, you know, was expected of her, whose decision it was. I'm just not sure. But yeah, I mean, listen, I think we ended in such a diabolical way. We needed a breather. We needed to take some time, and I knew that things were gonna start like happening. Like whether it's
I know I didn't realize how messy my question was to her when I was on her podcast, because she was like, I was like, "Oh, do you talk to the girls?" She's like, "Oh, here and there." I was like, "Well, they were all hanging out without you." And she's like, "Oh, yeah."
you are such a mess. I was
curious, Jessel. She said you were the one that she was texting with, though.
Yeah, no, listen, like she's wished me happy birthday. We're very like Bryn is, you know, for what it's worth. I adore her, and I really respect her. And I again, like, you know, I'm always gonna be cordial. And so she's said happy birthday, and you know, I said it back. You know, we chat, but we're not like besties.
All right. I'm curious to see how that whole scenario plays out. Like, I know Andy Cohen said that we are going to be getting a RHONY and that they are in the process of casting, but I'm kind of like, why are you casting? But I want to hear what you guys think. Guys, pop off in the comment section. If you guys are not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, and we will see you very soon. Oh, and join us tonight for our Watch What Happens Live watch party. Well, it's literally watch what happens while it's live, but it's not WWHL. It is Below Deck, but watch party on upandadamlive.com. Just go to the chat tab. Love you guys. See you later. Bye.